because it's draining. It drains me. It gives me a headache. It makes me really tired. And then they don't leave me alone. Anyway, yeah, okay, so Jenny, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so Brenda was one of those kind of friends who just became like a little lost puppy. Once you fed them and showed them some love, they just didn't leave you alone. And I really don't mean that in an ugly way, because I do cherish my friends. But she was the kind of person, like, if I said, hey, I'm going to send you this parsley, dried parsley, she wouldn't look it up to see how you could use it magical. She would always ask me. Or if she saw something, she would always ask me. Or she was one of those that kind of questions things, but the way she questions things was kind of like sarcastic in a way. Anyway, and some people are just like that. Well, whatever. So she always does an herb exchange with me. I always like to do herb exchange with people. Hannah, that's where you come in, because I'm going to do an herb exchange with. Look, I'm just volunteering you, because you have access to Spanish moss, and I use a lot of Spanish moss. So I need for you to go and tear some shit off some trees. I could just see Hannah, okay, we're going to off the tree. Anyway, so on YouTube, they do videos where they put three or four decks on more display, and then they do a reading per deck, and you... Oh, I can't see the rest of the message. I'm gonna read this, Hannah. I'm gonna read the rest of this message, and then I'm probably going to inbox you personal and see. Yeah, I would love to do something like that. Anyway, so anyway, I would do herb exchange with her, right? And I would send her. She would send me like a box of belladonna, not a box, but like some belladonna, and then she sent me a few other things. And her boxes were not great. I'm going to be honest. They weren't great. Compared to what I would send her like between 15, 17 spices. Like, I mean, herbs, roots, flowers. I would send her a bunch of my supplies. And, and again, only thing I wanted from her was a belladonna. So it's okay. But I posted a thing about my pumpkin spice Cheerios. She started going on how there is... what the hell is that? Roundup chemicals in the cereal, and started saying all this stuff, and then all of a sudden she became a Google expert. She Googled all this stuff about all the chemicals that are in my pumpkin spice Cheerios. And what made me upset is that with me being vegan, I don't ever judge somebody else. I'm not a preachy vegan. I won't judge somebody else what they're eating. I won't. I used to, but I don't do that anymore. I'm just like, fuck it. You eat whatever you want to eat. I don't care. I worry about myself, and that's it. And it made me mad that she, number one, I don't like anybody to judge anybody else on what their dietary, wants or needs are. Everybody's grown. They can do whatever they want. And so I didn't like that she could not look up anything, but when it came to trying to put someone down, and again, I have really thick skin. I don't care what somebody says about me, thinks about me. You guys, I mean, y'all, especially Jenny, about, the whole thing with Patricia. I don't care what people say about me or what they think about me, unless that person means something to me, then it matters. But my thing is like, I didn't like how she was doing that, so I unfriended her off of everything. Anyway, I blocked her from all of my stuff, even my YouTube videos. I said, fuck it, I don't need people like this in my life. I don't. And of course, I understand about the whole Roundup thing. It's not actual Roundup. Let's put some Roundup inside there. It wasn't even like that. It's a chemical that is inside the brain. It's one of those witches that is I call it showboat, but very sweet. Okay, very sweet. Meaning that she dresses like a witch. She wears all the jewelry and does, like, if you were playing Halloween and you were playing the witch, ding, 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 you won. Like, she dresses like a witch. She, botanica Havana, y'all know her? Botanica Havana, and then she had to make a new YouTube. Now it's called Havana Botanica. She's this Puerto Rican, is she Puerto Rican or Cuban? One or the other. And she and her boyfriend or husband, they do palo. She doesn't do palo, but he does. And, I know you would, Kat. I would act like I was crazy, so that way they leave me alone. But yeah, her husband does follow, and she makes videos. And on YouTube, she never shows her face, right? Never shows her face. But and one time, the very first time I saw her, I thought she had a filter on. I said, oh my God, that is your fucking face. God damn. I mean, I'm not even playing. I seriously thought she had a filter. She was that fucking ugly. She's like I said, she's either Cuban or Puerto Rican. And her eyebrows are like straight up devil, like naturally, like put a fucking vacuum and sucked it up, and they got all like a inverted asshole. Like, have you ever seen? Probably not. When I deliver babies sometimes, and the women have horrible. Yeah, that's what. I can't take a picture of her because not to see. I can't because if she makes a snap, I'm gonna do it. I'll take a picture with my iPad because if you screenshot while you're watching somebody snap, it tells them. So when she does her next snap, I'm going to take a picture with my iPad. She's fucking ugly. She's skinny, right? Got an ugly fucking face, and her lips look like an inverted asshole. And then with hemorrhoids, and then she got braces, right? And then she's always, the way she talks, she's so like, she lives close to the border, so she goes to Mexico all the time, and she buys those oils that she's not on YouTube. She's on.
Doing now is a breakup. It can also be used as revenge.
She's either Cuban or Puerto Rican, some Hispanic.
Want them to peppers.
They do like prayers over it. My friend, Ember Raven Honey. Ember Honey Raven. Ember Honey Raven. She's a good friend of mine. I love her to death, but good Lord, watching her videos and the way she does her mouth, and then she has all this spit in her mouth. I'm just like, you need a spit cup, real bad. But I love her to death. I love her. She's such a good friend to me. I really love watching her. Just like Luis. I love watching Luis. But I love her to death. I love her. She's such a good friend to me. I really love watching her. Just like Luis. I love watching Luis. I told Luis, you are like my husband. It must be a man thing. Even though he's a fucking queen, it must be a man thing because he's so repetitive. He repeats himself over and over and over. And I'm watching his video and I'm like, please do not say that again. Do not say. He'll say it again. He'll say it again. And I'm just like, ooh. He's like, honey, I'm old. I'm like, I'm old too, but we're the same age. But you've been doing this for a long time. And he goes, I forget. I really do forget. And I'm just like, he needs some keynotes real bad. You know, so it's just like certain things like that, like, you know, but, you know, whatever. I'm sure he was talking on the phone. They had messed up something this morning on the phone on his pay or something, or they forgot to add some hours in, whatever. So he's calling, and some chick, you could definitely tell some black chick answer the phone, and she's just like, like so fucking ghetto. And she's like trying to ask him, like, well, what is it that you need? You know, they hear my husband's deep black voice. And they're like, you could tell she was totally flirting. And so, of course, you know, I'm going to say something because he has her on speakerphone. So she's like, well, what can I help you? You know, just being straight up ghetto, gutter whore bitch. And I'm like, I said really loud, you could try